Okay, let's see if this even works. I haven't done a YouTube live stream in a long time. Welcome, everybody. Happy weekend. Happy Friday. Today is January 6th of 2023, and we're doing a live stream. Haven't done a YouTube live stream in I don't know how long, so figured it would be a good night to hop on here and talk about Dogecoin and some other coins. Who knows what all we'll talk about tonight. So it's going to be a good time. Yeah, welcome everybody. Okay, let's see. How can I share a link for this to get started? Go over to Discord. Happy weekend. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are having an awesome day today. And yeah, we'll get started on some technical analysis after we get here in Discord and let everybody know that we're live. And we'll get started here. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Happy Friday. Happy New Year. It's 2023. And a lot of people are being Debbie Downers about crypto. And we're not going to. We're going to sit here and do a live stream, talk a little bit about Dogecoin, talk a little bit about some other coins as well, talk about why I have not stopped crypto. Why is Dallin still around? Why didn't he, just sell all his coins and say, crypto's stupid, I'm done forever? So we're talking about that tonight because there's obviously a reason I'm still around, and there's a reason that there's still billions of dollars in the industry. There's a reason that there's still new companies being formed every day. And there's a reason that Ethereum and other coins are still being developed, still being invested in by institutions. So yeah, we're going to talk about all that tonight. It's going to be a good time. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, man. Yeah, it's been years since I've done a live stream. We used to do this pretty regularly in 2018 and 2017. And I just haven't hopped on here for a long time. Figured it'd be a breath of fresh air and maybe a good time for us to hop on here and talk about these coins. So yeah, I'm going to start off with coins that I picked because these are ones that I'm personally invested in and excited about. Also, we're going to run over some coins that you guys want, and it should be a lot of fun. So yeah, it's going to be cool. So let's talk about Dogecoin first. Dogecoin is definitely a project that I love. And when I say that, you guys, very first disclaimer, I never say that because I actually care about the technology, unless it's like BSV or a few exceptions. If I love a coin, it's because I love the fact that it's going to make me X amount of percentage gain in the future. I know it sounds greedy. I know it sounds selfish. Like, Dallin, aren't you supposed to be Christian? You post Christian stuff on your Twitter. Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I do this because I find that the process of finding coins that are good entries is fun. And I like to make money. This is a skill for me. Investing is a skill that I've been learning since I was 17, I think. 17 or 18. I got into crypto in 2015, you guys. And I was born in 1997. And I've been steadily investing and learning chart patterns since then. So if I tell you I love this coin, Dogecoin, like I said, it's not because I think Dogecoin has some revolutionary technology. There are coins that I do see that, but it's because I love the fact that it's going to make me money. And I just want to get that out of the way right away so you don't say, you know what, that's a meme coin or whatever. You guys can all go save your comments for other places, or you can drop them here, but I just won't care. I just won't listen to you. So yeah, I love Dogecoin because of the setup. That's it. Period. So yeah, let's talk about that setup. So if you guys have been watching me for a while, then you've probably noticed how I talk about cycles, market cycles. I also talk about patterns and fractals a lot. Okay? And all three of these things are pretty much the same one single thing. Every market cycle is a pattern, and every pattern is a fractal. So these are all kind of interchangeable. This is a full market cycle on Dogecoin. If I circle this whole thing that's happened since 2021, and today, this whole thing is a market cycle. It's a pattern and it's a fractal. It's all three in one. So we look for these patterns, right? We look for these cycles because we're looking for an opportunity for entry. Now I have Nintendo here on the bottom. I'm going to leave it here for just a second to teach you a little bit about fractals and cycles. As you guys can see, Nintendo and Dogecoin, yes, there are similarities in these charts because every cycle is a fractal. And if we draw, we can see we have an A, B, C correction down, right? And of course it bottomed out, started to pump a little bit, pulled back, and then started a bull market here since 2015 on Nintendo. So this market cycle on Nintendo and the market cycle on Dogecoin are both cycles. They're both fractals. They're both patterns. And what's cool is the fact that even though these are relatively different industries, gaming and crypto kind of interweave, but you guys can see that the same human psychology is playing out. The only difference being that Nintendo is on a bigger time frame, right? This is since 1996. Down here is where I was born, right? That's when I was born, 1997, right here. And you guys can see that Nintendo is on a much, much longer time scale. It takes way more time for it to paint a market cycle. Crypto is like 4 times, some of them are even up to 8 times faster than the stock market. It really depends. It's kind of hard to just say stock market's this fast, crypto's that fast, because some stocks move faster, like penny stocks move faster like crypto does. But just between these two charts, the chart on the bottom and the chart on the top, Dogecoin is way faster, right? This is since 2021. 2022, 2023, but it's not since 1996. But it's the same pattern of human emotion, the same psychology taking place. So this is really kind of the fundamental basis of what I teach on the channel, is that all markets are cyclical in nature, and because of that, it's called the fractal truth of markets. This is a law or a principle that's found in markets. They all paint market cycles, and that market cycle has a tendency to look similar to itself. And it doesn't matter the industry, it's going to be applicable. You can apply the cycles together. So that's the fundamental basis. I don't want to run on words too much there. But you guys, this is the fundamental basis of all of my investing. That markets have cycles, that these cycles repeat, and that they look the same. It doesn't matter the industry. What matters is whether you learn how to see it, whether you can identify it or not. Okay, so let's pull up a better example because Nintendo is a good one. I used it because it was saved on my chart. It was automatically saved, so I decided to use it as an example. that just proves how powerful this strategy really is, because I didn't even plan on comparing Nintendo to Dogecoin. It was just automatically the first chart that popped up when I clicked on the button to add two charts on one screen. But because of the fact that all markets are fractal in nature and they repeat, I was able to show and teach off just this one example, just purely based on a spontaneous happenstance of Nintendo popping up. But what a better example would be Bitcoin. Not Bitcoin in this recent cycle, even though we could use that. We'll actually go to Bitcoin in 2015 when I first got into it, right? So this is an even better example of what I'm talking about. Okay, so welcome everybody. Good to see you guys. Also follow you since 2017. Thanks, man. It's good to see you guys long-term supporting this channel. Yeah, live streams are something we used to do together a lot. So I just felt it was a good thing to do tonight. So you guys can see I'm going to do the same thing here with Bitcoin and with Dogecoin. So, apparently my light turned off, so don't mind that. Okay, let's get going here on Dogecoin. So on the top here we have Doge, like we had previously, and we have Bitcoin on the bottom here. So this is pretty straightforward stuff. Like I said, all markets have fractals and cycles, and you can see instantly how the top chart and the bottom chart are basically a spitting image of the exact same thing. So the same human psychology plays out over and over. Now, people don't change. You'd think that people would change, but they don't. In the sense that the majority always has the same human psychology play out. So whenever a large group of people are doing something, they're creating a new technology, they're investing in a new market, they have the same psychology every time. They get too excited, they get too scared. So those same human emotions play out in every industry. So Dogecoin is one I've been talking about on my channel for a while now, and the reason why I keep talking about it is because it reminds me of when I first got into Bitcoin. So when I first got into Bitcoin, the very first Bitcoin that I purchased was actually under $200. Now, buying a Bitcoin under $200 is not something I've been able to do ever again, right? Because Bitcoin never got that low again. So when I see Dogecoin at 7 cents, and I was never able to buy Bitcoin at $200 again, I look at Dogecoin and I go, I highly doubt I'll ever be able to buy a Dogecoin at 7 cents again. Because what happened with the cycle is you get a new market cycle. And when a new market cycle happens, the market grows so much that when the next bear market comes, the very bottom of the next bear market is still higher than even the peak of the last bull market. So this is the way that markets grow. You can see that Bitcoin never reached even $1,100, let alone $200 in its next bear market. Now it did hit $3,000, so it went from $200 all the way up to $20,000 and then back down to $3,000, but it never hit $200 again or even $1,000 again. So very few people have this type of psychology, and this is why very few people can make large sums of money investing. it's just, it's so true. I wish more people had this mentality that they could say, you know what? This is undervalued, and it's very unlikely that I'll ever be able to buy it at this price again. So I'm going to invest in it. And even if I don't sell the top, right? Like if you invest in Bitcoin at $200, even if you don't perfectly sell the top at 20,000, which was the top of the next bull market, even if you sold at 9,000, or let's say you panic sell the bottom at 3,000. So you buy at $200, but then it goes to 20 and you panic sell at 3,000. You're still in profit. So this is what I look for. I look for the setups where even if I was just completely stupid and made every possible mistake, I still make money later. And that comes from learning how to identify the cycles, like Dogecoin right now. Now let's look at Bitcoin in this last cycle and Dogecoin again right now. This just goes to show the fractal truth of markets. Okay, this is the Bitcoin cycle that made me my first big profit investing. This was really fun. 2017 was like Christmas. I lived with my two best friends. We just lived in an apartment together. We woke up and made videos, hung out, went hiking. It was just crypto, profit, and fun all through 2017. So that market cycle changed my life, and so it was a really cool thing to experience that. Well, Dogecoin is the same thing, you guys, right now. Look at this. Just like I said, the 2015 bull market, the same thing is happening with Dogecoin and Bitcoin. You can compare the cycles because cycles repeat because humans don't change. You know, you look at this live stream, just out of curiosity, how many people are watching right now? By the way, huge shout out. Thank you for everybody tuning in today. Love and appreciate you guys. What's up, Michael? Are you still bullish on Chili's? Yes. Dude, we'll talk about Chili's if you want to in a minute, but Chili's it's going to be a big deal. Okay. Have you heard of Doge Chain? It's a layer 2 for Dogecoin. No. Well, I haven't looked into it. I've heard the name, but I don't really have any value to provide around that. I have to do some more research on my own. Sail boy, I'm going all in on Doge. You're going to change your life if you do that. RDD. I haven't looked at Redcoin in a minute. I did get a request the other day in Discord, one of my members, and if I remember right, we'll check it out. I'm going to start writing down the coins you guys are suggesting, okay? Because I got a few written down. Dogecoin, Red. We'll check over Red a little bit. Chili's, we'll run over Chili's. Doge Chain, we might even be able to find a chart for that. I haven't looked at the chart. Doge Chain. So yeah. Back to what I was saying here. Oh, wow. Yeah, we got a lot of people tuning in. Good to see you guys. Thank you. But yeah, so 14 viewers, right? That's a lot of people in comparison to a few minutes ago, which was like 0 people. So thank you guys. But what I want to point out is the fact that if you look at this chart here on the top and you look at the chart here on the bottom, why do you think that there's only 15 people tuning into my live stream? Do you think it's because this channel is completely worthless? Do you think it's because, there's no reason to be checking out crypto right now? No, it's because the industry. Okay? And I know this is true because at the bottom of every bear market in 2018 and in 2020, my engagement goes way down, right? So the industry, people, or you can look at Google Trends too, Google Trends, okay? If you go to Google Trends and you type in crypto, for example, look at the crypto search history, okay, for the past 12 months. Now, some people see this and they say, oh, maybe I should sell my crypto. No, no. That is the wrong mentality to have. You shouldn't sell your crypto just because searches are down, because the industry is down. Instead, you should be looking at this and going, wow, why are people giving up on crypto? Nothing has changed. The internet's still here. Exchanges are still here. There's still a lot of different ways to buy it. What has changed between when everybody was excited up here and when everybody's giving up and selling their crypto down here? Nothing. The only thing that's changed is people's level of excitement, right? The industry itself is still completely maturing. It's maturing through this whole process. So yeah, I wanted to point out the amount of viewers that I have, because you guys, if crypto was pumping like in 2021, I could hop on a live stream and we'd probably have 2,000 people in here. You know, I posted a video in 2021 when things were pumping and it would get like 5K views. I wouldn't even try, right? Now I post a video and the engagement is lower, 400 views, 15 views on this live stream. I don't personally care because I make these videos to help you guys. So it doesn't really matter how many people are watching. But I want to point out the psychology, human psychology of the cycle, right? The psychology is the same every time. And whether people's videos are getting less views, if I was making a video about how crypto is dead, or if I made a video about how the industry is dead, it would probably get more viewers, more people would be interested, but I'm not going to, because I don't want to just create videos just to milk to get views or whatever, right? But instead, I want to give you guys what's actually true. And what's actually true is the fact that people are giving up on this industry and they have no reason to. They have no reason to. Nothing has changed. The opportunity, in fact, has gotten bigger. So people that were investing in 2021 were investing in a market that was overvalued. People that invested in 2022 or people that are investing this year, the opportunity is greater than it was before. So I just want you guys to think like that. Start thinking from that mentality. You will be rewarded if you do that. I promise you, you will. But if you're going to follow the crowd, if you're going to be, you know what, it feels good, it emotionally feels good to sell my crypto right now, then you're going to be left in the dust when this market turns around. So all markets are fractal, all markets repeat, and whether it's Nintendo or Bitcoin or Dogecoin, you guys can find the same setups and make money investing. So it's pretty fun, you guys. I've been doing this for a long time, and really the most fun part about all of this is the fact that the same opportunities keep coming. So it's crazy because when I first got into crypto, I bought Bitcoin, like I said, under $200 was the very first time I bought Bitcoin. It's like right here. And I kind of thought that I didn't know that I would keep having more opportunities. I knew I was learning something cool, but I didn't know that I'd be able to look at this market and say, oh, there's another 2015 Bitcoin. Metaphorically speaking, right? Dogecoin is another 2015 Bitcoin. You know, some people say, oh, Dallin got lucky. He knew about Bitcoin in 2015. He put money in. And I tell you, no. No. Luck doesn't exist if you can find another 2015, right? If I can find this market and I can look at Dogecoin and I can say this coin right here is just like investing when I first got into the market, that's not luck. That's finding a consistent strategy. That's a formula, right? And so when people tell me I'm lucky, I say, I did find it at a good time. That's true. But if this was luck, I wouldn't be able to find a setup again. If this was luck, I wouldn't be able to find one the next year. I wouldn't have been able to invest in 2020, and make money again in 2021 when everything pumped, right? If it was luck, it would happen once. But it's not luck. There's a strategy behind this. There's a formula. And the formula is human emotion. And so that's why I do this. I like to chart out the human emotion. I like to make these videos. I like to do these live streams because of the fact that when you do these live streams, or these videos, my bad, not live streams. When I do these videos or this live stream, this is a live stream in this case, it surprises me every single time. You should see the comments that I get at the bottom of markets. It's very rarely people are like, "Oh, Dallin, I agree with everything that you're saying. I should put money in." No, it's more like, "Wow, this guy is the stupidest guy I've ever seen." And then a year later, they come back and they say, "Oh my gosh, Dallin was so smart." You do the same thing every time. And it's because people get trapped in the same psychology. So, it's up to you. You guys can listen to this. You can take advantage of it. Or you can come back a few years later and say, "Wow, I should have listened to that guy that had 15 viewers on his live stream that was telling people to buy Dogecoin when an entire industry was panic selling," right? Also, you guys, the best industries to get into are the ones that are down. All of the biggest companies, the biggest innovations inside of companies created their companies inside of bear markets. So at the bottom of a bear market, they would create their company and it would become the biggest company throughout the bull market. That's pretty cool, right? And so people see something down and they say, "Oh, I knew crypto wasn't for me." I knew it. They want to be part of it when everybody's talking about it, when it's pumping, when it's cool to be part of it, right? But all of a sudden, they don't want to associate it with it when it's down. But I'm telling you right now, the people that are smart associate with things when nobody cares about them because they see the value when other people can't. So yeah, check out this. Oil is really cool. Oil, if you go over to oil, okay, oil. Check this out. So when oil was going into the negatives, I made a post on my Twitter telling people, "Hey, you need to invest in oil because it's undervalued." And oil went all the way from being worth, depending on where you're looking, negative, all the way up to $130 a barrel. Now, how did I do that? What was I looking at? I was looking at exactly what I've talked about in these videos for years now, which is market cycle analysis. I saw oil down here. I saw it was capitulating, and it reminded me of Bitcoin when I first got into Bitcoin in 2015, right? This isn't luck. The strategies, the formulas that I show you guys in these videos work on oil, they work on crypto, they work on everything. And so when oil was down right here, I started posting, telling people to buy. Oil is going to go up. And of course, we saw, like I said, depending on where you look, a pretty big gain, like 800% on future exchanges because it went negative. On other exchanges, of course, it's not going to be that big of a gain, but that's a huge gain from those lows out, right? Nobody wanted anything to do with oil. When I posted about oil on my Twitter, I got so much heat for it. And then boom. And I don't make videos about, hey, look, I predicted this on oil, whatever. I probably should, because some of you guys are just in disbelief that this works, but you have to suspend your disbelief and say, you know what, Dallon's been doing this since 2015. Maybe he has learned something. So if you look at oil on the top and you look at Bitcoin on the bottom, why was I interested in oil when it was going negative? Fractal truth of markets, human psychology. This is our first sell-off right here. Here's our blow off top, parabolic expansion. Here's our capitulation, right? Human psychology. Two completely different industries, two completely different time frames, yet I was able to call an 800% gain on oil because of human psychology. So this stuff is cool. Like it's cool and it's life-changing and it's fun. You know? Okay, so let's run over some of the other coins I want to talk about. So yeah, Dogecoin, you guys, to be honest with you, I do believe Dogecoin will not only recover, but it's going to blow people away. So just stay tuned, stay around, keep watching for it. And if I'm wrong, I give the haters in the comments triple permission to go say whatever they want in my comments. But if I'm right, you guys better shut up. All right? Because I don't want to hear it anymore. All right, so this is Shiba Inu on the top and Bitcoin on the bottom. Now, fractal truth of markets, human psychology, okay? Shiba Inu, we talked about Dogecoin. I'm bullish on Dogecoin. Let's talk about Shiba Inu. Here's the next coin I wanted to cover today. Fractal truth of markets, okay? Markets always have a depression phase. This is where people are depressed. This is where people give up. This is where engagement and views go way down on everybody's channels unless you're a bear. And that is pretty much exactly what has happened to Shiba Inu. Now, if we look at the ABC correction, after the ABC correction completes, you'll notice that there's a lot of sideways action, right? Well, look at Dogecoin or Shiba Inu on the top and look at Bitcoin on the bottom. Now, what's interesting is when Bitcoin was done with the sideways consolidation, it went from being worth $250 up to $500. So we call that a breakout of a bear market. Whenever a bear market ends, it has to start making higher highs and higher lows at some point. And that's where the breakout occurs. It usually is a pretty impulsive breakout, and prices can go up 200, 300% in the matter of just a couple months. Okay? Now, that's exactly what can happen here with Shiba Inu. In just a couple of months, prices can break out, and we can break out of this downtrend, start making higher highs and higher lows. It just comes from the accumulation, right? Big picture players have been consistently buying all the way through this. You can see consistent trading volume if you hover your mouse. And then all of that pressure builds up. Imagine a soda can, okay? And if you shake a soda can enough and then you pop the cap on it, that pressure is released, right? That is what accumulation is. This sideways action here on Bitcoin, that's like a soda can being shook up. Then when it goes from $200 up to $500, that is the pressure being released. And we can then have enough momentum to start a bull market. So I'm bullish on Dogecoin, but I'm also bullish on Shiba Inu for the same reasons. Now, some people will be like, Dallin, you can't just be bullish on everything all the time. And you're right. I need to work on that. The last two tops of the last two bull markets, I didn't take enough profits, right? But, like I said, I set myself up so even if I make a completely stupid choice, I still end up with profit. So, for example, at the start of this session, I showed you how Bitcoin never, ever reached $1,100 or $200 again, because when the next bull market came, even the bottom of the bear market was higher than the top or the bottom of the last. So you end up in a ton of profit. So even if you're to buy the dip and then sell the absolute bottom of the next bear market, you still end up in profit. So that's why it doesn't matter if you nail the top of every cycle. It's hard sometimes for people to understand why they shouldn't call a top, right? Why they don't have to perfectly call the top. First of all, it's a bad trading habit to perfectly call the top, right? To just say, oh, I'm going to sell all my money off at this exact price. But the reason why is also because you should be positioning yourself in the dip so that when the next bear market comes, even if you were to sell the bottom of the next bear market, if you were to just completely mess up and panic sell, the bottom is still higher than any price you bought at. So you're still in profit. So yeah, when it comes to Shiba Inu, I don't think we'll ever see Shiba Inu at these prices again. And I'm not going to say ever, ever, ever. You know, a coin can die. But as far as the next cycle goes, as far as the next bull market goes, when the next bull market comes, it's very unlikely that Shiba Inu ever comes back down to this level. So it's not really about, oh, I perfectly called the top. I perfectly nailed the top. It's about how good can you buy the dip so that when the bull market comes, you can take profit. And even if you don't perfectly call the top as much as you want to, you don't have to be a hero because your bank account still has money. Your crypto wallet still has money. And also, other people's opinions don't pay your bills, right? So if you invest in the market and the market pumps really, really hard and it goes all the way up to a really, really high level, and you want to be cool, so you're trying to nail the top, you're trying to sell the exact top, right? You might accidentally sell the wrong point or the wrong place. And just trying to do that, you can actually sell way too early. That's a huge mistake people make. People sell way too early because a bear market comes, and so they get burned from the bear market. So they say, you know what, if I could just break even, I'd feel so much better. No, that is the wrong psychology to have. The right psychology to have is not if I could just break even, I'd feel better. The right psychology is, you know what? This bear market came and I'm not going to break even. I'm going to end up with the goal that I set my mind to. Like if you set your mind to $250,000, okay, and you invest $10,000 and you make $100,000, okay, you make $100,000, then a bear market comes. And let's say the bear market's so brutal that you have like $9,000 left, okay? So you're at a loss from your initial investment. Instead of thinking, if I could just sell this for $10,000 and get what I put in, I'd be happy. No, you need to think, okay, I set a goal for $250,000. That's what I'm going to do. Because that mentality keeps you from selling too soon. Like I said, the biggest mistake people make is they either try to call the exact top, or they're too scared to buy the bottom, or they sell too soon. So those are really, really common mistakes people make. But if you invest in this market when things are down, like right now, then you can put $10,000 into this market, and when everything pumps and when everything's going crazy and when everything is really just going crazy again, you can take out like $250,000 in profit over a period of time, and you're not even worried about like where the market's going to go. You know why? Because you bought when nobody cared. It could go $2,000 higher. It could stop right then and do a bear market. Who cares? You buy so early, and you wait long enough to sell. You wait till it breaks its all-time high. You wait till it's above the all-time high again and in a new bull market. And so because of that, you don't care. You're like, you know what? If it goes higher, cool. If it stops right now, cool. Whatever. You're already in so much profit, you don't care. But that comes from being able to buy the dip, right? So the most successful traders I've ever seen are the ones that are willing to buy the dip. And I've seen people put 30K, for example, into the bottom of a market. And because they were able to hold on at that point, they put 30K in at the bottom. When the bull market came, their profit was so large that they could make like every single mistake possible and still end up with way more money than they ever had. Right? Like, okay, so people that have gotten into crypto, a lot of people that I know that have gotten into crypto have way more money than they ever had if they wouldn't have gotten into crypto. Yeah, they've experienced some pretty gnarly losses. I've had a loss of 8 Bitcoin. I lost 8 Bitcoin in my sleep one time with a margin position, you know? That's a lot of money to lose in a single trade. So losses are part of the journey. It's part of the game. But pretty much every single person I know that's applied these strategies has way more money in their life because they got into crypto than if they hadn't. Yeah, they've had to learn some things. They've had to go through some learning experiences. They've experienced some pretty big losses, but they're way richer than they ever would have been if they didn't get into crypto. Right? So it's kind of like be grateful for this market. Look for the opportunity and take advantage of it. Because it's going to make you wealthier than you were before. It will do that. So yeah, Shiba Inu, I'm also bullish on you guys. By the way, huge thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's a Friday. There's probably clubs you could be off hanging out, partying or whatever, but but yeah, crypto's where the money is at, man. So don't go party and worry about I'm not hating on anybody that wants to do that, but this is where the real fun is. So thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, so Shiba Inu, also a great example of this human psychology, and one I believe will start to take off. Watch for that breakout of the soda can and the pressure to be released. A big picture reversal can happen like this. Some people like to play it safe and wait. I don't. I prefer investing in the dip here because once the market starts to break out and stuff, yeah, it is confirmed, it is clear, and it is obvious at that point. But the percentage gain from the bottom up to even like the first breakout is huge. Versus if you were to buy at the top of that first breakout to the next high, it's like, you know, if you buy the bottom and sell to the top of the first breakout, you make 250%. If you wait, you have to wait till a break of the all-time high before you make 250%. So it's way more profitable to buy the dip, right? Um, so yeah, Shiba Inu is another coin I'm interested in. So let's hop over to Tron. So Tron is one that a lot of people have kind of forgotten about, honestly. And it's weird to me because it's a really good coin. Like the technology is very, very good. Some people might not agree with me, whatever. This isn't about technology, you guys. This is about chart patterns, to be honest with you. So if you want to disagree with me, that's cool. But the pattern is what we're really looking at from a perspective of money making. So let's not focus on whether the coin is fundamentally good or whatever. Let's focus on the pattern. This is a very, very similar structure as Bitcoin in 2015. In fact, in some ways, it's even being held up more. You can see that Bitcoin had a more of a downtrend structure where you're actually making lower lows and lower highs. Tron does have a downtrend structure. These are slightly lower lows, but you can see that the market's also maintaining its value even better than it did in 2015 on Bitcoin. So Tron is being held up by somebody. Somebody's buying this, accumulating this. And just like the soda can example that I used at the beginning of this session, this is a soda can of pressure. Boom, boom, boom. That pressure is being built up and it's going to break out. And when it breaks out, it can have a very similar thing as what happened here on Bitcoin from $180 up to $500, right? So again, another project that I think in the next few months could be doing pretty good. Is it easy to convince the public of this? No. Is crypto way low on Google search interest? Yes. And that is precisely why I'm doing this live stream. Precisely why I'm still here with you guys saying, hey, look, crypto, get into this, please. So this is Google Trend Search for the word, did I use Bitcoin or crypto? Crypto. So this is the word crypto. And you can see in 2017, this was, like I said, the first big thrill in my life, hanging out with my best friends, making money. 2017 was a lot of fun. And then you can see that in 2021, crypto became a little bit more mainstream, a little bit more in the eyes of the public. But this is still not mainstream yet. This is not what it's going to be long term. So the question you really have to ask yourself, you guys, do you think that by the time that you're dead, crypto is going to be a bigger industry than it is now? You know, like, do you think the internet is going to be bigger by the time you're dead than it is now? If you think the internet's going to be bigger, then do you think crypto is going to be bigger? Okay, right? And then after that, it's about finding projects where the volume is there, because you don't want to just throw your money at random anything. Instead, you want to see where the institutions are putting their money, because obviously somebody has a lot of money. They're putting a ton of money in Ethereum. They're putting a ton of money in all these different coins. So what coins are they putting their money in? So first you ask yourself, is crypto going to be a bigger industry by the time I'm dead than it is right now? And when I say that, that's like a really long time scope, but realistically, it's going to be a bigger industry in the next 5 years than it is right now, right? But I like to keep the big picture in view. That's actually the purpose of this channel, and why we don't really focus on the tops of the short term, why we don't try to predict the short term as much, because the big picture is where the real money is made. And you can ask people that invest in stocks and they'll tell you the same thing. So you want to figure out, ask yourself, is crypto going to be a bigger industry? If your answer is yes, which it should be, because if you have a brain, you should be able to logic that crypto is going to grow as an industry. 30-day volume. Then you can go to Google and you can type in coin market cap 30-day volume. And in here you can find coins where institutions are putting their money in. Now ask yourself, is an institution that has billions of dollars that won't invest in something unless they think they can make 10 times or more, right? Venture capital, they won't put money into something unless they think they can 10x their money. Okay? So if institutions are putting billions of dollars into this, are they smarter than me? You know, or do you think that those billion-dollar institutions investing in Ethereum are dumber than you? Because clearly the money is showing for them, like they have money, right? So they're doing something right. So you kind of have to say, oh, wow, I think I'm smarter than billions of dollars in institutions? These are the questions that are valuable to ask yourself if you're going to invest in this industry and you're going to walk away with profit. You have to think like the institutions. You can't think like the crowds. So the institutions, they put 94 billion, not exactly, right? There's retail money in this as well. But in the last 90 days, 30 days, $94 billion have went into the Ethereum network as far as trading volume goes. Okay? That is institutional money. Crypto used to not have this type of money. When I first got into crypto, there was a lot of smart money investors and like people that were just into crazy new developing technologies. But this crypto has now matured to the point of institutions. You know why? Because institutions don't play with millions, they play with billions. Okay? And if you check 24-hour volume or you check 30-day volume and you compare it to 2015 or now, we didn't have institutional money when I got into crypto. We do now. It's here now. Now, institutions don't want retail money to make money. They want retail money to sell right here. You know why? Because you guys provide volume for them. Sorry to be so rude and blunt, but you guys' stupid choices, if you make them, don't do it, please. But if you do make a stupid choice and sell the bottom, you're giving liquidity to the very whales that like to buy panic, that are willing to buy other people's fear and hold and let it ride for years, that are willing to keep that perspective of, will crypto be bigger 5 years? Will crypto be bigger 10 years? They have that mindset. So the name of the game is about changing our perspectives to be in alignment with the institutions so we can also have the evidence of our success in our lives. And the evidence of success is profit, you know? It's like, is somebody successful in crypto? Have they made money doing what they do? That's a pretty good measurement of whether they're successful in crypto, right? Because I don't know very many people that get into this that say, oh, I want to put 100,000 in and then let's see if I can have 25,000 later. Not a single dude does that, or girl. All the people that get into crypto, they're here to have money. They're here to make more than they had before. So if you want to see, you know, is somebody successful in their crypto industry? Well, have they been able to successfully produce money? And if they have, then they have the correct strategy. So institutions, the big players, are able to do this. And they love times like this. They love when there's almost nobody watching crypto. They love when Google searches are way down like this, and when the news is saying, it's going to be regulated, it's going to be banned, it's going to be that. They love that because they know what's really going to happen. They see a developing industry, and they take advantage of it. So yeah, Tron is a great example of this same cycle, very similar pattern as Bitcoin. I do believe it will break out. And am I bullish on all of crypto? No. There are going to be coins that die. There's coins in every cycle that die. But if you stick to the coins with good trading volume that are being purchased by institutions, you're gonna do well. And you're going to be glad you put money in crypto. So yeah, Tron is another great coin for this next few months. I think 2023 is going to be a good year for crypto. So, okay, let's go over to Uniswap. And I like to call it crypto, but I have friends that are Bitcoin maximalists, so they'd probably get mad at me if I call it crypto. Because it's like crypto's a different thing than Bitcoin. But, and you know, God bless you if you're a Bitcoin maximalist. I'm not. I used to be really, really into BTC, like BTC specifically. But I kind of, over time, have altered my perspective on that. So this is Uniswap on top, and this is Bitcoin on the bottom. Again, human psychology. I want to point out here how humans do not change, and why the same cycles can make you money over and over again. And why this isn't luck, you guys. I didn't just get lucky. I didn't accidentally stumble upon Bitcoin. My little brother told me about it. I listened to a Joe Rogan podcast, and I said, you know what? I'm going to invest in this. So I took some of my money from working at the Marriott Hotel, and I didn't make very much, $9 an hour, $9.25 or something. And I took some of my paycheck. My average paycheck was very small because it was part-time. And I bought a Bitcoin, right? But if it was luck, I wouldn't have been able to do it again the next cycle. There's a strategy, there's a pattern of human emotion that's repeatable. So this right here is Uniswap on the top, and this is Bitcoin on the bottom. And what I want to show you guys is how the same psychology has played out again. Now, Uniswap, I think, will be a big deal. There's actually a big need for decentralized exchanges. Ethereum is going to have to work on its gas fees. We have proof of stake and stuff, kind of upgrades to help with this type of stuff. But Uniswap is needed. Okay, you saw the whole exchange fiasco we had happen recently. Humans innovate. We don't let problems stop us, right? If exchanges get hacked, if there's problems with exchanges, boom, Uniswap gets invented, right? We solve our problems. That's the miracle of humans, is we like to solve our problems. We don't solve every problem ever, yet, but we like to solve problems. It's in our nature. So Uniswap is a solution to a serious problem, which is centralized exchanges. It's one of many solutions. Now, I believe Uniswap will do well in 2023. I believe it'll start to do what Bitcoin did in 2016. So again, this isn't luck, you guys. If you want to make your first million investing, okay? Your first million. Buying Uniswap right now, this isn't financial advice, it's my trading journal, is very similar to buying Bitcoin in 2015 when I first got into it. So I don't believe in luck. I believe that opportunity and patterns repeat. And smart people learn how to identify those patterns and take advantage of them. So yeah, eventually I do think Uniswap can break above its all-time high of $47. It's not going to happen in 1 year. It's probably not going to happen in, well, it might happen in 2, but it's not going to happen overnight. But I do believe a full recovery is not only possible, but actually probable. So it's not just possible that it could happen, but it's actually more likely that it does than it doesn't. And that's where these patterns come. ABC correction is a very high probability pattern. So that's the other thing. We don't play casino here. We're not playing the casino. We don't go and say, you know what, I'm going to take 100K and play 33% odds of losing. That would be stupidity, right? Instead, we say, okay, well, we know that the double bottom pattern has this statistical probability. Or, for example, we know the inverse head and shoulders pattern has an 83% success rate. So you find these patterns and you go play odds in your favor. So Uniswap is another great example of a coin I think will do well. I think 2023 is going to be a good year for crypto. So I'm excited, you guys. Okay, we've got a couple others here. People want to know about chilies. I love chilies. So if you guys think that this kind of way of doing the video is helpful, of doing a live stream, because we get to talk back and forth a little bit here. Yes, it was the Andreas Antonopoulos episode with Joe Rogan, and I don't really listen to Joe Rogan anymore. No offense or whatever, but like that podcast changed my life because I bought a Bitcoin. And it was so cool. Everything changed from that point. So shout out to Andreas Antonopoulos for inspiring me in that podcast. And yeah, it looks like you guys do like the streaming kind of setting, so we might do more of this in the future. Okay, so yeah, chilies. Back over to chilies. So I know I've talked about this on my channel before. Some of you guys probably don't know about this, but a fractal looks like this, okay? Here's one example of a fractal. Here's another example of a fractal. Or here's a good one. Okay. So, let's see if we can type in fractal market cycle. Maybe Google has an example here. Okay, here's an example. Okay, you can see here on this example, here's gold, here's the NASDAQ, here's the Shanghai Class A Index, and here's Bitcoin in 2014 when it was topping out. So this was a clear top structure, right? The Bitcoin was going to be going down. So that's an example of a fractal being used to predict a bear market that did in fact happen. Bitcoin did go all the way down after that point. So a fractal, here's another example of a fractal right here, okay? Here is Bitcoin at 3,000. That was the bottom of the bear market. And here is gold when it did its bottom. So fractals, you probably have heard that word a lot of times on this channel because I'm kind of obsessed with them. But that's what we look for is a pattern that repeats in the market, and that's how we make our money. So this is our chilies on top, and this is Bitcoin on the bottom, and this is a fractal of human emotion. Chilies is a great example of, yeah, basically a perfect market cycle. Like, it's a perfect market cycle. And down here at 10 cents, my bad. Down here at 10 cents is extremely undervalued from the peak, right? We're down like 92% or something. What are we down here? And it is true that just because something is down 92%, it doesn't mean it has to recover. That is, like, people comment sometimes, hey, Dallin, just because it's down 90% doesn't mean it has to recover. Yeah, you're right. Some of these coins do die. But the fact of the matter is that the industry as a whole does recover. So find the right coins and you'll be all right. But yeah, 92% down. So this is really undervalued. And this is a perfect fractal, a perfect market cycle. So this is one I've been making videos about, posting about, buying. And and yeah, I see a lot of value in this one. So thank you for suggesting this coin to run over. But I do expect a full recovery in this market. Like I said, this doesn't happen overnight, but this is something that can realistically happen. And when a full recovery happens, you're not only talking about recovering from bear market losses if you've experienced losses, but you're also talking about being able to make more than whatever your peak portfolio number was at the top of the last bull market. So, yeah, I like to keep this kind of bigger picture perspective on things. It really helps. The short term definitely can screw you. And it has, like I said, at the top of this cycle right here in both 2021 and the top of the cycle in 2017, I didn't take nearly enough profit. But I bought so early that I was able to make a ton of money in the bull markets, both bull markets. So it's kind of one of those situations where don't be too hard on yourself, okay? Just get back on your horse. If you get bucked off the horse, get back on and keep going, because the market's going to reward you if you have persistence. So so yeah, I really do see a lot of value in the crypto markets right now, you guys. I wouldn't be making these videos just for no reason. And there's a lot of money to be made. So, okay, we've been going like an hour here, so I don't want to take too much of your time. I also got my family, probably going to go watch a movie or something with my nieces and nephews. We always have a big family thing on Fridays. Usually go hang out with my nieces, my nephews, and my older brother, which also has a YouTube channel, by the way. Go check out You Heart Beast if you want to learn how to build video games. But yeah, we'll run over a couple more coins that you guys suggest. I do think Chili's will be a big deal, and I do think that it's gonna see a full recovery. It's one of those coins that has the volume, that has the institution. So if you believe that crypto is going to be bigger in the next 5 years, or even if you believe it's going to be bigger in the next few years, Chili's would be on that list of coins that will make you a lot of money. So, okay, we also have Polkadot. So let's hop on to Polkadot. Okay, here we go. So Polkadot is the same in a way. This is a different type of correction. It's an expanded flat. So if you look at Matic did the same thing. Excuse me. Basically, that B wave exceeds the height of the peak. So instead of this example on Bitcoin, where wave B stops down here, you can see that B wave has so much momentum left that it kind of creates this huge FOMO event. And this really gets a lot of people. This actually causes a lot of buying the top, which is unfortunate because it looks like it's breaking out again, right? When that B wave happens, it looks like the market's just going to shoot straight into the moon. But it doesn't. It goes all the way back down. But as far as like the type of psychology, it's still the same human psychology. That it's just that there's more kind of leftover FOMO here on Polkadot than there was leftover FOMO here on Bitcoin. And so that B wave doesn't break out here on Bitcoin, but it does on Polkadot. So it's just kind of FOMO. There was a lot of FOMO in this 2021 run. And yeah, like I said, institutions want to get everybody to buy the top and sell the bottom. So if you made the mistake of buying the top, I plead with you, do not make the mistake of selling the bottom. But look at the volume. This is just consistent, steady volume. Its volume didn't go down. It just consistently stayed high all through this. So that's a sign of accumulation. Now, a full recovery, like I said, is what I'm expecting on the market as a whole. So it's up. All right, you guys, sorry about that. We had a little bit of a hiccup there. My OBS crashed. Apparently, it does not want you guys to know that crypto is going to moon. You're basically part of like a top secret, like little gathering tonight where only 20 people of the coolest people in the whole world showed up to learn about how crypto is going to moon. So, yeah, thank you guys, by the way, for tuning in on the Friday. And like I said, I know you guys could be off partying, but instead you're learning how to make money. So yeah, all right. So what I want to show you here is, you guys, I really believe in crypto. And I really believe in a lot of these coins. When it comes to Polkadot, I would not be at all surprised if Polkadot is a really big deal in the future. And it's because of fractals. It's because of market cycle analysis. You can see here that the human psychology of Amazon back in 2002 is very similar to Polkadot right now, right? Just how we were looking at Bitcoin and Polkadot and Amazon are very similar to each other. So the opportunity, I believe, is quite high on a lot of these coins, Polkadot being one of them. And you know, the recovery above the all-time high doesn't happen overnight, you can see. If it follows the Amazon fractal, the next bull market's going to be long and wide, okay? Which would be really cool to be part of just a massive, huge bull market, right? But that pattern is the same human psychology playing out on Polkadot that happened on Amazon in 1998 to 2002. The difference being that Polkadot is like 4 or 8 times faster. So even though the next cycle is going to be really wide, it's still moving faster than stocks move, because crypto is kind of a smaller time scale. So yeah, that's exactly what I see here with Polkadot, with Amazon. You don't have to believe me, but I'll just tell you guys what I see, how it is, what I believe is going to happen, because I just felt I wanted to hop on a live stream tonight and help people make money. So, and by the way, my good friends, you know, I've got my little brother, I've got friends, I know a lot of people that have invested in these markets, and they've changed their life, but it takes patience, persistence. My life is completely changed from what it was before, and it took patience, it took persistence. I've made money, but I've also lost money in the journey, and that's all part of it. That's all part of the process of learning this. You're not going to just make money every day, no matter what, always, forever. There's days where the market's going down. There's days where the market's going up. But the people that end up successful are the people that stay with it. They stay with the industry. They stay with crypto. They don't give up. They don't leave. They stick with it. But yeah, I've seen it change people's lives. I know it does. It's even people, you know, that I never would have expected to invest in crypto, like my grandma or whatever, I have helped invest, and I'm so glad. So yeah, you guys, there is a lot of opportunity in the crypto markets. And this fractal, this cycle is looking good, you guys. Okay, XRP, what's up? Tuning in from London. Sweet. I would love to see what London is all about. I've only ever been in America. So, considering the fact that I have a passport in my wallet, I should probably use that sometime. I'm actually thinking about going to like Austria this year, so we'll see. Who knows? Okay. Yeah, XRP, we'll run over XRP. I'll do a couple more for you guys, but yeah, I'm probably going to go hang out at my brother's house here soon. Okay, you guys, so let's go over to XRP. I've actually talked about XRP on this channel quite a few times. So this one shouldn't be too different from my recent updates on it, but so XRP is a very similar situation to Bitcoin. Not Bitcoin right now, but Bitcoin in 2020. So if we look at Bitcoin and XRP, comparatively speaking, on top of each other, this is an example of that human psychology repeating that I was talking about. So in 2020, when Bitcoin went from 9,000 down to 3,800, it was really, really popular to be bearish on Bitcoin. That was the COVID drop. So it was like a black swan event, right? Everybody's like, black swan, crypto's dead. It was popular to be bearish in 2020. Now, what happened right afterwards was 2021, which was super profitable on Bitcoin. But that same kind of double bottom is what I see on XRP today. You know, take it or leave it. But I think XRP can do really well in coming years. I think 2023, 2024, I think things are really going to pick up by 2024. Like realistically, I think the whole market will be picking up by 2024. Not every coin, because some die, but the industry as a whole, I think, will really be accelerating by 2024. So the time to invest, in my opinion, this isn't financial advice, blah, 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 trader disclaimer, whatever. In my opinion, now is the time to be investing. Now. Not next year, not 3 years from now. Now. Nobody cares about crypto. They're all blaming a black swan event. The similarities between this and 2020, the last time that crypto took off, from 2020 all the way into 2021, are shockingly similar. So that's kind of what I'm focused on, you guys, with XRP. But like I said, with crypto as a whole, I think the next couple of years are going to be big. But I do believe in XRP. I'm a big fan of XRP. And, you know, when people ask me, should I buy XRP? I tell them yes. This isn't financial advice. Yes. So what's up, man? From Utah, good to see. Good to see you. Tuning in. Yeah, I'll take a look at XTZ for you. By the way, if a lot of people really disagree with somebody, he's probably onto something. Okay? Like the guy that invented the typewriter, people thought he was crazy. You know? So, I'm just saying, like, not a lot of people, it's not popular to be bullish on crypto right now. I wish it was. I wish it was popular to do the right thing instead of the wrong thing. But whatever. Like with a lot of things in life, Wizard's popular to do the right thing. Okay, so we have Tezos here on the top. Now we're not going to use a fractal analysis for this specific example. I could find a couple fractals that look like Tezos, but we'll just do a quick TA kind of example on this one to teach you about TA. So we have an ABC correction here. That's the very first thing you guys can see, an ABC down. Then we get our kind of pump right here, right? The market pump. So what happened here? Well, we count our waves. We can find 1, 2. This is all technically 3 and a 4. We won't get into a lot of detail about complex corrections and stuff. Here's our 5 wave. Okay. This actually might be 5. Yeah, that's 5. Then now you're probably thinking, well, how can that be 5? Isn't that higher than that? Yes. Just like Uniswap, or actually Polkadot, my bad, it has a higher high. So the B wave actually exceeds the 5th wave peak. So this is 5 waves up, ABC. And this is pretty common cycle here. It kind of reminds me of Litecoin back in the day, but not exactly. Tezos, I have to be honest, is one of the most unique looking charts I've ever seen in my life. And it's just, I just haven't seen a lot of charts that look like this. Normally I can be like, oh, that looks like that looks like this, but Tezos is pretty unique in itself, I'll be honest. So, but I do think it will recover with the rest of the market. It has a lot of institutional money. It has a lot of volume, and people are not giving up on it. So, as far as trading volume goes, if we check in comparison to some of the other ones, let's see where it pops up on the list here. It should be definitely in the top 100 as far as trading volume goes. May have already passed it. Yeah, so it's really useful to hop on here and check to see trading volume. If it's a lower trading volume, that doesn't mean it can't pump, right? It doesn't always equal that, but it's a good way to kind of weed out projects that are likely to die. Like if a coin has absolutely no interest at the bottom, then there's probably not a lot of institutional money picking it up, right? But if there is institutional money or institutional interest, then something can happen. Now, Tezos is 144 in the top monthly volume. So at least in the last 30 days, it hasn't been as high as some of these other projects. But that doesn't mean it can't take off. Now, if it's in the top 2 or 300, then it's being accumulated by a pretty large group of people. If it's in the top 10, then it's being accumulated by like everybody. So this is a kind of a good way to see, is this being purchased or not? So yeah, Tezos is up here with Engine Coin, ABBC Coin, KSM. These are coins that HOT. These are coins that I do believe will recover. They've got good volume, and I don't think they're just going to fall off the cliff and die. So I would put Tezos in that category as well. There's always projects that there's kind of a way that you can find what project is going to give you a higher percentage gain. I won't get into too much detail. But Dogecoin, there's a reason I talk about Dogecoin. It's because it has high volume. The percentage gain is extremely high. And so like your potential profit is really high, the volume is really high. So it's kind of one of those setups that falls in line with the criteria of things that I look for. Now, like I said at the start of this session, I don't look for coins based purely on is this the best technology ever? Does it have the most blockchain innovation, or or does this coin have the most whatever. I don't look for that. My strategy is based around what's going to make me the most money. So that's what I look for. And if I see a coin that, okay, this is going to give the highest percentage gain and it has good trading volume, then I invest in it. So I'm not saying like the technology of Dogecoin is better than the technology of Tezos, but I invest purely based on what will make me more money. That's my strategy. And Dogecoin does fall in line with that as far as one that will do really well percentage gain, in my opinion. So yeah, so as far as like where prices can go and stuff from here, when the rest of the market recovers, what you're likely going to see is the other coins start to do this. So as coins like Bitcoin or Litecoin or Dogecoin, whatever coins that have high volume that everybody knows about, as they start to kind of take off, you're going to have all of these other projects follow. So whether it's Tezos or whatever it is, they're going to kind of, as that market cap goes into Bitcoin, they're going to follow along with that. And I definitely don't see this chart as just being dead, like what people want to paint the industry as. It's just undervalued right now. Like, big picture, it's going to keep doing its thing. So, Mira, what's up? Good to see you. Yeah, I love doing these live streams. Shout out to Canada. Maybe that'll be another place I visit, eh? You Canadians probably hate it when people say "eh" after stuff, but I figured I would just for the lols. Oh goodness. So yeah, I pretty excited about the industry as a whole. Just figured I'd hop on a little live stream tonight, provide some value for you guys. I'm going to go hang out with my brother now for a little while, but I'm still invested, still excited, and I firmly believe this crypto industry is not done doing what it's doing, baby. We got more coming, so keep the faith. And if you like these live streams, let me know. It's kind of a different thing. It's a little bit more chill in some ways. Like, I could definitely see myself doing this even like once a week if people really want me to. So it kind of depends. I like doing stuff that provides value to people. So if this provides like a significant amount of value, who knows? Maybe I'll do more of this in the future. So, but yeah, you guys, now that we know that the live stream works and you guys have seen some of my views on the market, we'll run over Dogecoin and we'll call it a day. If we can find it. If I can't find it, I'll call it a day. Okay, yeah, this was the last one that people want to know about. So, Dogecoin, let's see, what do we see? So there isn't as much data on this one. You can see that we've only had a few months of price history. We don't have the same lengthy data. But we do see a peak low right here, a peak high right here. The market comes for another low. What I would be watching for, you guys, is the lows and the highs. There's a support level right here you can see. Excuse me. There's a support level right here you guys can see. And if this support level fails, it's probably going to go down to that next support level. But if this support level holds, it's going to break through this resistance and head up to the next resistance. So this one doesn't have as much data. You can't just say, oh, it looks like this or it looks like that. As the market as a whole, if it turns around like I expect, it's probably going to double bottom here on Dogecoin, and we're probably going to head up to the next resistance rather than the next support. But that would kind of be my analysis here on Dogecoin. It is on KuCoin, which is a pretty big exchange. And when the industry starts to turn around, like I said, these coins are going to take off. When market cap comes into Bitcoin and the bigger names, especially if market cap goes into Dogecoin, we're probably going to see this one take off along with it. It won't be left behind. There will be coins that are left behind. Coins really do die. Like some coins do just die, but not all of them do. And there's kind of ways to see which ones will and which ones won't. So yeah, I definitely think Dogecoin could do well. I think it could. I think it can easily pump up to this resistance level if the market does what I expect and breaks out over the next couple months. So we'll just keep doing our thing. Also, you guys, I've been kind of like wondering if I should do daily videos or live streams or what. So I might kind of do a combination of both of them, depending on what provides value and stuff. But yeah, there's big stuff coming in crypto, so don't give up. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have 20 people that just tuned in today. Not a lot of people. Like I said, the industry is down. But you guys are the coolest 20 people that exist in the whole wide world. And you're going to be glad that you tuned in. Promise you. You probably learned some stuff even if you don't realize it yet. And I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos, live streams, and etc. I love you guys. And as always, stay profitable out there.